Welcome back, everybody. We're having a few days respite from work, so I thought I would crack on and do a little bit more sluicing. I recommend you don't sit on your sluice. Never a good thing. I'm happy with the flow. I've got the Flower Gold Wizard Micro Cleanup Sluice running today. I've used it before on this particular pay dirt. It's nice and even. I've got a nice V running there. Turned down just slightly. But I can always check the tailings anyway. So let's crack on. What I'm playing with today is bogus prospecting. You get this from the old Mouldy shop. As you see, I've got a few stickers there dotted around. So I've had a few of his bags before, and this one actually got to me rather than being lost and sat in some depot somewhere for months on end. Double bags, you legend. So it's new packaging this time. It was always like a paper, but it was really tough and it seemed to cope better on the journey. Cheers, cobbles everybody, cobbles. So here we go. Now this is the old Mouldy bogus prospecting 1 gram pay dirt. There's some chunky old bits in. I'm going to run it through. I think this is 1/2 inch classifier, just to take out some bigger chunks, and then I'm just going to run it over this, and I'll check the tailings afterwards. Last time I used this, it was lots and lots of very fine gold that you find on Reedy Creek. And this, the Flower Gold Wizard Micro Sluice, it snaffled it all up. The capture rate was phenomenal. So here we go. There's quite a, looks like chunks of quartz, so that's going to go into my fire pit pile. It's all going to get roasted. Holy moly. I think I've just found enormous garnets in there. Copious amounts of the famous Reedy Creek tin. Oh, look at that. Now I think there's some beautiful stones in there, so I'm just going to make sure I bang that out. Thoroughly recommend. I've always found really good gold, some lovely bits, lots of flower gold in there. I've had great fun with the old Mouldy products. So let's shake that out now. There's a few interesting little bits in here. And this looks like garnet, but I mean it's caught in this 1/2 inch sieve screen. They're massive pieces. Another piece there. Not quite sure. There's different cheeky little extra stones. Now that looks like that's been tumbled. Not quite sure what that is. And there's another piece in there too. I'll have to investigate. Well, what a beautiful bonus, look at that. And there's another piece there. I'm not sure what this is, but it's obviously been tumbled. There's several pieces of it. Oh, I'm going to have to give that a good search through. I'm going to leave that just... Where's my spare pans outside? So I'm going to very carefully put that down there, because I want to just check through that again, but I'm going to keep these stones that I've found. I mean, that is quite some garnet. if I can show you that properly. Let me see if I can bring this. Too dark to show you. I'll bring the camera down after I've sluiced through, and I'll show you what I've just found in there. Wow! Oh, big wow! They are enormous. Okay, so here we go. I'm still seeing funky stuff in there. What is that? I think that's more garnet shard. Okay, and this. Well, okay. I'm going to get a bit of moisture in here. I can get down there like this. Give this pay dirt some water. Right, I don't want to mix it off too much, and I'm going to pour me dirt just in case. There's plenty of jet dry in this water, but just in case I don't want to float my gold away. So, grab my little scoop. No, I didn't do that. I'll just try this quickly. God bless you, Mr. Wizard, courtesy of Mr. Wizard. It's a great little magnet. I should have done this really when it was dry more than wet, but hey. You can see the massive amount of black sand in there, so there's a little bit of material there, but not too much. Interestingly, that's stuck to it. That's shiny material. Magnetic. How interesting. Okay, well, I can't see much else. There's a little bit of the tin ores on there. I can't see anything worth worrying about losing too much, so drop it over there. Then I go into the tailings tubs, just in case I have missed anything or pinched up a little bit of gold. That will hold it. I'll start running this now over the sluice. And the light material is going to dance away really quickly. Well, I can already see quite a flake there. Now this sluice, this is a micro cleanup sluice. It's designed it's designed to hold on to the micro gold. It is not designed to hold on to big flakes, which it admirably does. Look at that. So I'm going to keep running this over. It gave us a great show last time. The advantage to me of doing it this way is that once I've run this material over, a lot of my heavies and black sands are in there now. So when I re-pan out my tailings, when you get down to the hard bit at the end, the black sand's already out. And you've got a lot of your finer gravels and your lighter sands. So you can pan down your tailings quite easily and not worry so much. Now, if I get this down and I've still got quite a bit of black sands, which I'm sure I will have, I may go to the gold ripper option. This is new out. I've played with it several times now. It's got a very fine textured black coating on there, and it works remarkably. It keeps that gold laid on that mat, and you can see the black sands just all rinsing away, washing away. It's quite a sight to see, and I've been testing it, playing with it, different speeds, different flows, and it's great fun to play with, and it's really done a fantastic job of cleaning up our gold. I'm only so good at panning, and you could be at that panning a long time. So need a bit of water. I can borrow some out of here. Get your material down into one place. Don't want too much water on there, but into the tailings tub there, that's it. There's quite some chunky lumps of quartz in this. And so some sort, I'm not quite sure what that is, some sort of stone. Looks like they've been tumbled, so thanks Chris from the old Mouldy. I love it when the pay dirt has a couple of little extra surprises. If you haven't seen the video I put out the other day, I was doing some Rigby special pay dirt from Mr. Wizard, the man behind the super sluices. I found some fabulous gold in there. I actually put the Rigby pay dirt over the wee jock from Goldwise, and it's brilliant. The sawtooth mat on there, I mean it's a much deeper sawtooth, able to hold the deeper gold. Come on. Great bottle, squidgy bottle with the XP. My beautiful daughter gifted it to me on my birthday. I've tried several bottles here in the UK and much of them ain't up to much. And but that one, it really works a treat. It really did work. It works brilliantly, I have to say. Get the last of the material out now. Yeah, I think we've got that cleaned off all right. So there you go. So that's the pay dirt run over the sluice now. Yeah, it travelled a long way and it still grabbed it right near the end. There's a lovely line of gold showing right at the top. Right at the top there. It's holding on to some quite big flakes. Still grabbed hold of them. I will check the tailings in a bit. I'm going to leave this to run for about 10 minutes. And let's see if I can show you these. Unfortunately, I've got the microscope, my bad, indoors. Just charging up. So I'm going to just bring you over now before I finish to show you these chunks of garnet that I found. And then you can have a look in the sluice to see the gold laying there. So let's come and grab you and bring you over. Do this as best I can. So here we go. There's the smooth water head attached to the Flower Gold Wizard micro cleanup sluice. And we've run our Vogus Prospecting 1 gram dirt over. Let's bring you down. See if I can lose the glare. Oh, there you go. How about that? You can see the gold in them top ripples there. And it's actually sitting all the way down. I'm going to bring you further down here, and it's even managed to hold on, beating its own design. Look, there's some big flakes sat there. It still grabbed them. I can see the black sands dancing around in there, so it's still filtering out. I'm going to have a quick switch of pan in a minute and check out the tailings. And that's a nice spread of gold in there. And check these out. Let me show you these. If I can grab my tweezers quickly. Look at this. And that's bring you up to a decent light. Look, garnet. That is quite some chunk. Beautiful colour. Bring you back down here. Try and keep it smooth. I've got an even bigger pen. Excuse me.
That is some chunk of garnet. Probably the biggest piece that I have found. Yeah, maybe I can do something with that. And is that another piece of garnet? Yes, it is. Astonishing. Well, several very large pieces of garnet in there. And the clarity on that in particular is wow. Wow. So I will go through the material again. Allow the micro sluice to do its thing. You see the gold laying there? Look. It's pretty much got it in every groove going down the sluice. Epic. Look at them chunks. You've got no right to be holding on to them chunks. How awesome are you? Look at that. Well, I'm quite confident it's going to hold on to them now. They've sat there. They're just going to bury down deeper. I'm going to give it 5 minutes, and then we will have we'll have a look and see what we captured. I'll probably put that little result into a little short. Thanks for joining me today. Keep the excitement going. Keep your adventure going. Get out there and have a look about and see what you can find. This is MDI, Mouldy Golden Treasure Prospecting, signing off.